You will be talking about the muscles forming the pharynx and the various structures passing through the various muscles of the pharynx. So the pharynx has the circular muscles and the longitudinal muscles. So the circular muscles forming the pharynx are superior constrictor, middle constrictor, and inferior constrictor. And the longitudinal muscles are stylopharyngeus, salpingopharyngeus, and palatopharyngeus. So the muscle that you can see over here is the superior pharyngeal constrictor muscle. So this here is the superior constrictor muscle. The muscle that you can see beneath, which is overlapping the superior constrictor, is the middle constrictor muscle, and you can see that it is attached to the hyoid bone. So this is the middle constrictor, and it is attached to the hyoid bone. And below the middle constrictor, we have the inferior constrictor. Now the inferior constrictor has got two parts. One is the thyropharyngeus, called so because it is attached to the thyroid cartilage over here, and the other is cricopharyngeus, called so because it is attached to the cricoid cartilage over here. So as you can see, this is the thyropharyngeus muscle attached to the thyroid cartilage, and this here is the inferior constrictor muscle attached to the cricoid cartilage. Now we will see the longitudinal muscles forming the pharynx. So we can see that this is the temporal bone, and this structure here is the styloid process. So any muscle running from styloid to the pharynx will be known as stylopharyngeus muscle. So zooming in, this muscle over here is the stylopharyngeus muscle. Now if we rotate to the inner side, we can see a muscle attached to the palate. So this here will be the palate, and it is attached to the pharynx. So this is the palatopharyngeus muscle. So this is the palatopharyngeus muscle, and we can also see a structure which will be coming from the auditory tube to attach to the pharynx. So that will be called the salpingopharyngeus muscle, which is not clearly visible here. So this is the auditory tube or the eustachian tube, and a muscle will be going from here to here or interior to the superior constrictor, so that will be known as salpingopharyngeus muscle. Uh, Now we will see the various structures passing through the gaps in between the various muscles. So this here is the jugular foramen. So this here is the jugular foramen, and we can see two nerves coming out of it. So first is one will be the glossopharyngeal nerve, and one will be the vagus nerve. So the one which is descending downwards, that is this nerve, is the vagus nerve, and the other nerve which you can see is going towards the tongue is the glossopharyngeal nerve. So the vagus nerve, now we will see the structures that pass superior to the superior constrictor muscle. So the structures passing superior to the superior constrictor muscle are, first is this is the eustachian tube, and second is this muscle which is known as levator veli palatini. So this muscle over here is levator veli palatini muscle. Now we will see structures which pass between the superior constrictor and the middle constrictor. So we can see one muscle passing between the superior constrictor and the middle constrictor. If I rotate the model, you can see this muscle stylopharyngeus passing between the superior constrictor and the middle constrictor. So the nerve supplying the stylopharyngeus muscle should also pass between superior constrictor and middle constrictor, and this nerve is the glossopharyngeal nerve. So this nerve, as we talked earlier, is the glossopharyngeal nerve, also passes between superior constrictor and middle constrictor, along with the muscle being supplied by it, that is the stylopharyngeus muscle. Now we will see the structures passing between the middle constrictor and the inferior constrictor. So this nerve here is passing between the middle constrictor and the inferior constrictor. So this nerve is known as superior laryngeal nerve. So this nerve is the superior laryngeal nerve, and beneath the inferior constrictor passes one nerve. So we can see this is vagus nerve, and as the nerve descends down, one nerve arises from the vagus nerve and then ascends upward and passes inferior to the inferior constrictor. So this is the recurrent laryngeal nerve. So in between the middle and the inferior constrictor was passing superior laryngeal nerve along with the superior laryngeal vessels, which have not been shown in this model, and beneath the inferior constrictor was passing the recurrent laryngeal nerve along with inferior laryngeal vessels.